listening to Race Day Live on Downforce UK, brought to you by Clapham North MOT, Motorsport Days Live, Stopwatch Hospitality, and Trade Price Cars.
Hello everybody, and welcome along once again to Forest Edge Car Club as we get ourselves ready for the final weekend of the season for Rotax in the British Car Championships. The pre-final underway now for Micromax. And straight away into the first corner. Whoa! Race gets underway straight away, and we have a spin from the 31 going around immediately. So some big problems for a couple of drivers in the field. Ewan Sharman out in front of Leo Purchase though, and Macaulay Bishop in third position as the drivers make their way round on this very fast and very exciting Forest Edge circuit for the final weekend of the season. Micromax, of course, making a guest appearance here this weekend with some fantastic support from Jag Rotax. Purchase is going for a move up in the lead, and he makes it into the right-hander on the first lap. So Purchase has got through into first position. Cracking overtaking move there on the first lap. Getting things done nice and early doors. Charman there in second position. And third place, of course, for Macaulay Bishop as the drivers make their way through at the end of the first lap. A very busy and very exciting start to the race proceedings then here in Micromax. Obviously the very first weekend of the season and the very first Micromax British race. So it's obviously a lot to play for the drivers. They all want to be up at the sharp end of the dais. And obviously everybody wanting to be very, very close to the front end of the field throughout. We're going to see some truly spectacular battles from these Micromaxes through the course of the weekend. So they will be battling very hard indeed, but it's Leo Purchase out in front at the moment and up to second place. That looks like Macaulay Bishop has been able to make the move into second place, and he's taken Taylor Orridge with him. So Ewan Sharman now in fourth position, fifth place, the number 12. That is Connor Duncan, the Scotsman, who has managed to get his way past the 62 of Henry Jocelyn. Then it is Ollie Wise in front of Noah Wolf, Kenny Cordell, Maximilian Solarski, Freddie Hall, Hugh Moulton, Scott Marsh, Dana Moore, Mason Bishop and Dalton Hayward, with just Colin Wasney after his spin on the first corner. That is Colin Wasney who went around. But obviously the battle will continue very much indeed with him. Macaulay Bishop in second place, getting a little bit of support from Taylor Orridge because they all want to close up on the race leader, Leo Purchase. But Orridge getting a little bit wide onto the dust there through the bus stop, and a couple of more drivers getting sideways as they run through in position. A really exciting battle as the competitors will battle away and duke it out for supremacy around this Forest Edge circuit. The first time ever in the British Car Championships, and what a weekend we are having. Leo Purchase running through in the lead from Macaulay Bishop. Second and then third, Taylor Orridge in front of Ewan Sharman and Connor Duncan here in this Micromax pre-final. The race later on, of course, will be the final, and that's the one that all of these youngsters want to win. Taylor Orridge going to make a move on the inside for Macaulay Bishop into the right-hander at turn 5 and makes the move there. A nice move up the crest, and now they head up towards the bus stop. And from there, of course, from the right, left, right, they get onto the stretch up towards Midgets. So this is going to be a really exciting run for the battlers in Micromax. A relatively clean race other than the spin from Wasney, and up the inside for fourth position. That is a bold lunge that has come through from Connor Duncan, and he is there into fourth place. Meanwhile, Bishop gets back on the inside of Taylor Orridge. Orridge tries to get back to the inside line for the final bend, but it's not quite going to come off. A warning flag goes out to Ewan Sharman, who is now down the order. So his move has dropped him back into 8th place in front of the Trinidad driver, Kenny Cordell. So the field makes its way through on turn 4. Down the short stretch now, up towards turn 5, the right-hander, and then back up the climb towards the bus stop. This fantastic facility, a former Ministry of Defence airbase, now one of the fastest race circuits in this part of the country. As they come up the crest, up towards the right-hander at Midgets. Some really brilliant battling going on here at Forest Edge, and the drivers continue to charge their way forward through the right-hander at Midgets and then up to the final 2 corners on the circuit. Through the right, sweeping through, Bishop holding Orridge at bay for second position at the moment. 4th place for the 12, Connor Duncan. And across the line they come, Bishop going wide in the final bend, and Taylor Orridge only just able to keep himself in position there. Meanwhile, up the inside, it could be a great chance for Connor Duncan. He gets through into third position there, in behind Macaulay Bishop. So a really good battle. The 69 is in the mix there as well. Duncan go for second position now at the inside of Macaulay Bishop. They go side by side. He might get some support from Orridge. Bishop gets on high side on the curbs and down a 4th position, maybe even 5th place as they get in the bus stop. But no, Bishop manages to secrete himself now into 4th position. So that's very nicely done as he slots in behind. But still a very tough battle as Connor Duncan runs into second place. Even Leo Purchase is pushing it a little hard as he gets a kick of the dust out of midgets. And then up towards this final bend once again. Leo Purchase running a great race. Second place Connor Duncan. Third Taylor Origin. Fourth Macaulay Bishop. Sliding around all over the place at the moment as he continues his battle. Ollie Webb though making steady progress as he comes up into fifth position. Ollie Wise even, my apologies. Ewan Sharman and Henry Jocelyn. Then Kenny Caudle. Max Salarski's going well. The 33 is up into ninth position in front of Noah Wolf, so Max Salarski making up 5 places from the grid. He's the hard charger for the race so far, and Max Salarski doesn't even look like he's done yet. He's got some time to make up and some places he can make up too. In ninth position for the moment, but still trying to make his progress forward. Terrific racing here at Forest Edge in the Micromax pre-final, the first ever British Micromax race, and this particular weekend is definitely showcasing this class. They do say at Rotax the difference is you, and these guys putting in a fantastic race at the moment. Don't forget that the winner of the weekend is entitled to a free engine, as of course are all of the podium runners this weekend, to really cement the reputation of Micromax. They've had some amazing support from Jag Rotax all weekend, and obviously this is a class that could well become very successful in Britain over the course of the next couple of seasons. And no major surprise, what with Rotax having an amazing history in British karting. I mean, it did create the career of Jenson Button, who of course went on to become the 2009 FIA Formula 1 World Champion. So, through up to the top of the circuit now, through midgets up by the trees that really do coin this circuit as Forest Edge. And now they come up towards the right-hander. Purchase is being caught now by Duncan and Norwich. They are really starting to close in on him. And Duncan and Norwich, who are very close at battling the rest of the time. They know how to race each other very well. They are getting up towards Leo Purchase, the BKC racing driver. And to be fair, this could end up being a really exciting battle now as Duncan and Norwich can smell victory with Leo Purchase in front of them. Only 5 minutes to go in this race, but that's plenty of time to get one over on Leo Purchase. So Purchase is your leader, Duncan second, Taylor Origin third. A little bit of a gap back now as Ewan Sharman has caught up to Macaulay Bishop in their fight for fourth position. They go through the bus stop, a little bit of dust kicked up, but the top three running beautifully. So Leo Purchase up in front of Connor Duncan and Taylor Orridge. Those two are very much close now to the number 71. Leo Purchase running a very smooth race out in front, but there is no denying the fact that he is being reeled in. Duncan and Norwich now need to join forces and continue their fight through. As a move for sixth position is going to come through. That's Ollie Wise on Henry Jocelyn through the first corner. Jocelyn keeps it to the outside line and holds the place. Now tucking in for the switchback. Wise is trying to get through. And they're going to be side by side. Jocelyn is going to keep the position. Having fought his way there, now Wise is going to go for it on the inside line, and Wise gets back through on Jocelyn. Nice move between those two as they battle over sixth position. And as a result of their duel, they're being caught now by Ken Caudle and Max Salarski, the Trinidadian and the Pole, running very well in 8th and 9th position. It's going to be a really great four-card battle between those four for 6th position. Meanwhile, Purchase is having to defend. Up the inside, this could be a challenge for the victory, as now Taylor Orridge and Connor Duncan have caught up the race leader. Orridge could get a nice run out of the final turn as he comes in behind Connor Duncan. 4 minutes to go, and it's a three-way scrap for the victory. So Purchase, Duncan, Orridge, and those three continue to scrap as they come through the S's now, up towards the run, down the drop, and up towards turn 5, the right-hander. This is going to be a really exciting run. Is Duncan going to make the move on Purchase before Orridge makes the move on Connor Duncan? They come up the hill, up towards the bus stop. Purchase defending very, very late into the race, but there's still plenty of time for him to lose it. He doesn't want to be too defensive too soon. He needs to keep himself nice and hungry. Even dropping to third position would not be a big problem with so much time left on the clock. He's got to time this just right. So Leo Purchase out in front of Connor Duncan and Taylor Orridge, but both men are giving him the hurry up, and as those three squabble over each other, they're going to get Macaulay Bishop and Ewan Sharman closing in 4th and 5th positions. Connor Duncan a little bit sideways out of the final bend, but now it's going to be a 5-way scrap for the victory, never mind a 3-way. So out through the pit bend and up towards the left-hander square, and then down the drop. This is going to be a really intense battle between these five now, as Taylor Orridge is going to try and make his bid on Connor Duncan. He thinks better of it. They come off the right-hander and up the climb. Purchase is defending big style, trying to hold Connor Duncan at bay. Taylor Orridge is in there. Charman is assisting Macaulay Bishop through to the bus stop. And now the 5 of them are in one long train. Purchase is the locomotive, the other 4 are the carriages. And as they come into the turn, it's going to be a big lunge from Macaulay Bishop. He dives up the inside to 3rd position and gets there. Lovely move from Macaulay Bishop. 3rd position is now his. So he closes up on Connor Duncan. Taylor Orridge is under threat from Ewan Sharman, and the leader, Leo Purchase, is under threat from all four men. 2 minutes 24 on the clock. Still, they continue to battle up the inside. Oh, there's contact between the two. They definitely came together. And unfortunately, Duncan is there on the inside line. Purchase continues, but unfortunately, you can't deny the fact that the two carts make contact there in the right-hander at turn 2. So that one's definitely going to need a look at. So Connor Duncan there in first position in front of Macaulay Bishop, third place for Taylor Orridge, and in fourth is Ewan Sharman. Purchase has recovered, by the way. He's knitted his way into about 10th position, just in front of the younger brother of Macaulay Bishop, that's Mason. So a good battle there between those two, could well develop. But the lead has not been decided yet, as now Macaulay Bishop in the lead is getting a hustle from Taylor Orridge. Up the inside comes Connor Duncan, a little bit of nudging as they come through. Ewan Sharman in fourth position trying to get his way through. And now a big lunge from Connor Duncan on the inside maybe of Taylor Orridge, but Macaulay Bishop has got a bit of a gap here now. So Macaulay Bishop with a few car legs in it. Connor Duncan sweeping all over the back of Orridge. Sharman is in there. 5th and 6th battling away. Ollie Wise and Henry Jocelyn could become part of this fight soon. And let's not forget that we've still got Max Solarski there in 7th position. He's closing up on the gaggle now. So Macaulay Bishop leads into the bus stop. Orridge, Duncan, and then we've got the 42 there of Ewan Sharman. The top 4 running well in position as they come into the square right-hander. A nice charge off the throttle again. They come towards the right-hand hairpin, and that will lead them into the final turn. A really exciting battle. When's Connor Duncan going to make the break? Well, he's going to get a little bit of assistance from Ewan Sharman in the final hairpin, and that's put Wise and Jocelyn on the back of them all. 46 seconds to go as they cross the line. This is the penultimate lap of the Micromax pre-final. Let's not forget, this is the very first British Micromax pre-final. So an amazing opportunity here for all drivers to win the race. Macaulay Bishop going ultra defensive there, trying to hold off Taylor Orridge. Duncan, Sharman, Wise and Jocelyn all in there. Bishop covers the inside line from Orridge, trying to get in there around the outside. He's being ever so tentative through the bus stop chicane. Every single driver in this race wanting a good run. It looks as though somebody's overshot there at the bus stop. That looks to me like it might be Noah Wolf who's overshot. He gets going again, but he's dislodged the tyres. So now we're going to get this ultimate move. Orridge up the inside of Bishop takes the lead. So Taylor Orridge into the lead of the race. Now Bishop getting a little bit of a list there as they go wheel to wheel. Him and Ewan Sharman. Bishop puts his hand in the air looking at Nigel Edwards. Did you see that? Into the right-hander. And Taylor Orridge has got the lead. Absolutely sensational run from Taylor Orridge. He's bit the bullet at exactly the right moment. Now Sharman holding on to second place. Macaulay Bishop wants to get him back again for second place. And in fourth place, that looks like Max Solarski. Max Solarski in fourth position. What a comeback from him in the last 2 laps. So Solarski could well have an opportunity here to go for the podium. But that is definitely Max Solarski in there in front of Ollie Wise, Jocelyn, Duncan, Cordell and Moulton. So now we're going to get the final couple of corners. This is the opportunity. It looks as though Taylor Orridge has the flag, but who's going to get second? Sharman still in there in front of Macaulay Bishop. Looks like it'll be clean to the line, but the checkered flag is going to come down, and it's Taylor Orridge who wins. A brilliant race. What a scrap in the Micromax pre-final. What a duel it was, and Taylor Orridge takes the victory. It is Ewan Sharman in second from Macaulay Bishop in a valiant third. Max Solarski comes back from 14th on the grid to P4. What a race for the young Pole. Absolutely terrific. Ollie Wise in 5th position in front of Connor Duncan. Then Henry Jocelyn and Ken Cordell. Hugh Moulton in 9th position and Leo Purchase in P10 from Mason Bishop. And then it is Noah Wolf, Freddie Hull, Scott Marsh, Dalton Haywood, Colin Wasney and Dan Amore. So an absolutely heroic battle all the way through this race. We've seen some absolutely sensational scenes here at Forest Edge, and we're going to see some more as the battle continues. So a really exciting run in the Micromax pre-final, and there's going to be more where that came from the next race on the bill. It is going to be the Junior Rotax Repechage. We will see some really exciting battles in that one as the drivers fighting to get themselves back into contention are going to be dueling for supremacy. It'll be a really exciting run, and we'll see some truly great wheel-to-wheel action from them no matter what happens in this race.
There is no terrible way to win. There is only winning.
Let me drive. I will make a fool out of you.
Every one of us has to find a reason to do this. You do it because you're driven.
I was beginning to think I'd never be anything more than a piston-happy lead-foot punk. Then this starts to happen.
Somebody put it in your mind you gotta be perfect every time out or you're a failure. Well, forget that. Just forget it.
You ready to put away your toys and grow up? Are you ready to make more money in 1 year than your father made in his whole life? Are you ready to become a real race car driver?
When I won it was probably the last time I ever felt pure victory.
Because I'm quicker than all of you.
And if you no longer go for a gap that exists, you're no longer a racing driver.
I mean, hell, isn't that what we're in this for? To stare death in the face and to cheat it? I mean, come on, there's nobility in that. It's like being knights.
No pressure, nobody breathing down my back, just driving because I left it pure.
A lot of people go through life doing things badly. Racing's important to men who do it well. When you're racing, it's life. Anything that happens before or after, it's just waiting.
I just hope when you do, that I'm there to see it.
Racing. That's the name of the game, isn't it? Win or lose, put up or shut up.
Fine. Then let's race.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingham and you're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Jacques Villeneuve. You're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Bruno Senna. You're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Chris Hoy and you're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Landon Norris and you're listening to Downforce Radio.
You're listening to Race Day Live on Downforce UK, brought to you by Clapham North MOT, Motorsport Days Live, Stopwatch Hospitality and Trade Price Cars.
Well, a fantastic Micromax pre-final. The marshals have left their posts as we are now going to be taking a short breather. We wanted to bring you that pre-final, though, of course, for the Micromax pre-final, because, of course, it is the first British Micromax event, so we wanted to make sure that we were there for both the pre-final and the final. There is a pause in proceedings, though, of course, now, as we get ourselves ready for the afternoon's race action, and obviously there will be filming of the second final in each of the categories, so you will be able to see, thanks to the Tunafish Media and the Motorsport UK British Car Championships, there will be full coverage of the finals that will be released later on in the week on the Facebook and YouTube pages for the Motorsport UK British Car Championships. And of course, you'll be able to watch all of the action from the second finals for Micromax, Minimax, Junior Rotax, Senior Rotax and Rotax 177. 3 titles are being decided here today at Forest Edge Kart Club in the gorgeous sunshine. Air temperature is roughly about 12 degrees Celsius. It's a little bit milder than it was yesterday, but certainly the sun is still out, so it's going to heat up pretty quickly by rights over the course of the day. And we'll see some truly spectacular race action. Spoke to Kai Hunter yesterday. He, of course, was declared the Junior Rotax champion at Clay Pigeon by the fact that he could not be caught. The only thing that was going to prevent him becoming the champion was an exclusion, and that's why he's not racing this weekend. He's here supporting his brother Reese as he bids for the Senior Rotax crown, but Kai decided to just sit back, relax, and enjoy the race action from the sidelines. He's very happy. He's focusing on his next event, but he will claim the British Championship here this weekend based on the fact that he's not competing. So he's a bit of a side headline, if you like, but he's already had his moment of glory at Clay Pigeon last time out. However, there are still some very close battles in each of the individual competitions, and we will be covering those in full over the course of the day. It's been a very exciting battle at Forest Edge Kart Club so far. We've seen some truly spectacular race action from the drivers. There is going to be a pause in proceedings now, of course, with the gap between the two races. There is a lunch pause now for the marshals. They've been out over the course of the morning, of course, through the remaining heats of the day. But the next races are, of course, the remaining finals in the battle. The repechage will be the next one out, and that is for Junior Rotax. They are the only class with a repechage this weekend. So the lunch has actually been brought forward as a result of the action from the Junior Rotax heats. It's been very exciting and very close. So they've decided, while those grids are prepared, to bring the lunch break slightly further forward. So we were expecting to bring you 2 races with live coverage this morning, just the one for the time being. But that doesn't mean we won't have that race. It'll just be a little bit delayed in the day. Then, of course, we will have the 2 finals, which are the championship point scorers in Minimax, Junior Rotax, Senior Max, and, of course, Rotax 177, as well as the final in the Micromax, with everybody wanting to walk away with some great prizes and some great accolades, particularly in the British Micromax final as the first ever British race for Micromax. Everybody here this weekend very proud of what they've put together in such a short space of time, and hopefully it means good stuff for 2020, as there is hopefully going to be a full capacity grid. I'm Jake Sanson. We'll have the lunch break and then we'll come back for the repechage and the remaining finals. See you in a bit. Hi, I'm Tom Ingham and you're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Jacques Villeneuve. You're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Bruno Senna. You're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Chris Hoy and you're listening to Downforce Radio.
Hi, I'm Landon Norris and you're listening to Downforce Radio.